Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Test Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on a Sunday afternoon, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. Search the Black Guy Who Tips. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We'll read them on the air as long as they're nice. We really appreciate those. The official weapon of the show is
The folding chair.
And the unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
And bullet ball. Extreme. You guys know what it is. How do we want to start? Karen, do you have any banter for the day?
I do.
All right, here we go.
Can we talk?
And of course I hit the wrong banter. There we go. Do you have any
Banter. Talk to me.
Do you have any
Banter. Talk to me.
Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter. Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me.
Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter.
I do.
All right, Karen, hit us up.
Yes. My banter is nothing deep. It's something really simple. I am really loving this comic book called Battle Beast. That's the name of the comic book.
Oh yeah, the Invincible Universe Battle Beast.
Yes, Roger started it, and he was like, "Ooh, baby, they got a comic book called Battle Beast." Y'all, Roger finally figured out what the hell I was talking about after a while. But for some reason, it took me like 3 weeks to figure out the name of this book. I was loving it. I was like, baby, when the next time that Beast War is coming out, that war be, I'm calling it Beast Battle Man. I was calling that book every fucking thing but Battle Beast. Roger got to scratch his head. After a while, he figured out what I would be talking about. But I was like, yeah, you know that comic I'm reading about that thing. He be fucking everybody. I don't know why my brain was not processing that fucking comic book for weeks.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting situation because she needs me to download and put the comic on her tablet. So,
yes.
So she's like, "Can you put some more of that Battlestar or whatever?" I'm like, I don't even know what
I'm talking about. What you talking about, girl?
Describe the book, and then she described the book, and then because it's actually named in the Invincible Universe Battle Beast or something like that. Because it comes from that same The Invincible comics. If you guys watch that TV show and stuff, it comes from there. So a lot of times I was like having to put all the pieces together in my head each time, and she wasn't consistently calling it the wrong thing. It was different wrong things.
Yes.
So it wasn't just like, oh, when you say battle, because Beast Wars is a comic.
Yes, it is. That's what was getting him. I was naming like other real life shit. Rock would be like, huh?
Yeah, like Transformers and shit like that. So yeah, that is interesting. I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have any. So you can keep going.
Oh, and my next one is not really a random thought, but we had went to go see Sydney Castillo.
Yeah, Sydney Castillo. I worked with him on Game Theory, stand-up comic. My Cup is Full is a special. I feel like he's blowing up. He's extremely popular. I always see his clips on social media and YouTube and everything. My dad loves him. He's one of my dad's favorite comedians, and he came to town this weekend, and I hit him up because it's actually his mom passed like 3 weeks ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
I hit him up about that, because I know how much he loved his mom, and when we were at Game Theory, man, this dude would be on FaceTime with his mom like almost every day, if not multiple times a day. And, he introduced us to her around the office and whatnot. Like it was, I just basically just hit him up privately to be like, obviously sorry for your loss, but, I know she's so proud of you, and you just, everything you've been able to accomplish, all your, your ability to make this stuff funny, like, just an amazing all around dude. And so, then another person hit me up, old Mike B, friend of the show. he has this like hookup or some type of pipeline to this local comedy club here, and so sometimes he'll let us know like I'm coming to town or so and so's coming to town. So he hit me up like maybe a week or two later, like, yo, Sydney's coming to town. And I was like, oh, word, okay. So I like texted Sydney to be like, yo, we coming through. You know, my dad loves you, and we're gonna come see you. And he's like, cool, I'll take care of y'all tickets. Don't worry about it. Blah blah blah. And then like, but I had the dates wrong. I thought it was that weekend. It was the next. And so, the week went by or whatever. I just went ahead and bought the tickets because honestly, not that I wouldn't have taken the comp tickets, but I'm sure he has a lot of shit on his mind.
Right.
And also I wasn't hitting him up to be like, give us some free tickets. It's cool. I mean, same thing. If we're doing a live show and he was like, I'm coming to town, like, of course. But
right.
It was like not a big deal either way.
Agreed.
So we bought these tickets and it was like reserved seats because I wanted to make sure we all got to sit together and all this stuff. And I don't know if he requested it or it's just what the venue did. But when I tell y'all, and you can look on my Instagram stories, when I tell y'all our seats were almost on the stage.
Yes, they was. It wouldn't be surprising if he did. Like he was like, well, I know they coming. I'm gonna request a table for them.
Yeah, because when I asked, could we move to a different table? Because I normally don't sit that close to anything. They was like, no, these seats are reserved for you, specifically for y'all. Mm-hmm. Like y'all can't move to any other reserved spot or whatever. To which I was like, I've saw the tickets online. You don't pick the seat. Like you just say reserved or not.
They probably saw that. I was like, you can't. We can.
Well, no. Okay. I'm saying those people weren't there yet. We could have sat there and they could have told them, no, your reserved seat is the front.
Okay.
Anyway, so maybe he put us there. I don't know, but I'm glad that he did. If he did, and I'm glad. If not, if it's just a coincidence, I'm glad the venue did because like my dad was literally the closest person to the stage.
Yes.
And a lot of the comedians were very funny.
Very.
But like Sydney was like leaning down talking to my dad at point.
Yes.
And we're just dying, man. And he is so good. Like I already knew he was good just from game theory and because he had to do the crowd warm up sometimes, and I know comics a lot of times look down on that type of work, and I don't, I get it. Crowd warm up is not the same as getting out there and doing your set and all this stuff, and it's not your crowd, so you need to do a lot of like joke crowd work shit. And Sydney likes to sometimes go dark, sometimes go a little off track to lose the audience, bring them back, that kind of stuff. And you don't want to lose the audience at a fucking taping,
right?
And then Bomani got to come out there and the audience is like, what the fuck was that?
We're confused.
But he was in his element, man. He killed it. He was killing the whole room. It was just so dope to watch him do his thing. And yeah, we had such a great time last night. My parents enjoyed it. My dad was over the moon. His birthday was a few weeks ago, so it was like kind of a good, almost belated birthday present or whatever. But yeah, it was super fun.
It was. We had an absolute ball, and shout out to the dude that actually did do the hosting, because you could tell he was a seasoned comedian, because he did like maybe 10 to 15 minutes kind of before the show even started. He was fucking hilarious. And I don't know if the comedians could like feel the energy from our table or just knew like, oh, this particular table is just here to have a good time. Because
well, no, you pride yourself on being like it's a very loud laugh and you're very looking the comedians in the eyes and you want the attention, and they give you the attention. It's not a coincidence. It happens every time we go to a comedy show. And it's helpful to the comedians because their job is to make people laugh, right. And I think it gives better performances. But yeah, it's not like, oh, and then suddenly they start paying attention to our table. Like you are sitting also the closest to the stage and
I am
laughing the loudest and looking them in the face and stuff. So it's a treat for you as an extrovert and a treat for them as a comedian to have an audience member that is just unabashedly laughing at stuff.
Yes, and I'm glad we went. We had a great time, and the night was good. It was really good and really fun. It wasn't long either.
Well, we went to the 7:30 show. They had like a 7 o'clock show. They had another show at like 9:30. So I kind of like that slot. Just I get it, like late night people, and you want to see some crazy shit. Then you go to the 9:30 show. I've been to late shows before. We went. That's when we saw Mike B. And it's a little more loose with the time because of anything, they had to be strict with the time. So like a couple comedians. And I don't know if it's just they weren't seasoned or just they needed a longer set, but like a couple comedians couldn't really finish a bit. Like you could tell they started setting a bit up. And look, this is why live comedy is so dope. Is I kind of do want to see that shit. I like a finished polished product, but when I want to see that, I watch it on TV on the special normally.
Mm-hmm.
I like kind of seeing people build their bits and seeing like, okay, so can I do this in 7 minutes? No. Okay, well, but it was just funny because they got the light and then a couple of people, like they must have been strict about that light because it was basically like you get the light, you got a minute.
Yeah, max.
Tops.
It's time for you to get off the stage.
Like a couple of people were just like, all right, man, that's my time. I was like, and like one of the dudes, I know he was struggling a little bit with the audience and maybe getting the material together or whatever, but like, they showed him that light. He looked like, thank God, like I can finally get the fuck off this stage. But yeah, man, it was like a fun time, and that's why I like comedy live and in person and stuff. So and it's like a little chill spot. So yeah, I really enjoy it. If Sydney's in your town, man, I highly suggest you go and see him.
Please do. Worth the drive, worth the tickets. It's
very
so worth
funny.
it.
Very funny.
He
dude,
was
man.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and just you can just tell like certain people they polish, they put the 10,000 hours in, and they just got it. And man, he had that audience in the palm of his hand, and
from the very first joke, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is where we finna go. Let's go."
Yeah, even with his like darker stuff, like the audience was like, had the appropriate reaction of like, oh, and then going with the laugh, like that building up tension. It was very, very dope stuff. So yeah, man, I was just like over the moon, and told him thank you and all that stuff, and he called me on the way home and stuff, and I was like, bro, you killing it, man. I couldn't even believe he was able to do material about his mom in 3 weeks after she passed.
So long.
And it was
so
good.
Short, right. Yes.
And it wasn't like hacky good. It was good and mining grief and mining perseverance, but also finding this humor. Like he's amazing, dude.
Yeah, the way his mind ticks, yes.
Yeah, I just highly suggest people check him out if you get a chance.
Yes, and if you enjoy comedy, he worth every dime.
Yeah, and also just shout out to the old fashioned. I put my dad and my mom onto the old fashions. I started ordering old fashions a while ago because Karen likes to steal my alcohol when I'm drinking. And
you can keep that old fashioned. I be like, ooh, child. His mama took a few sips and said, that's too strong. Cause she was like, I want what they got. I looked at her like, are you sure? I was like,
you didn't get an old fashioned. So,
I did not. When your mama ordered it, I was like, woo, child, do you know what you just ordered?
Yeah, my dad copied my order and then my mom copied my order. They quickly found out that it's not for the weak. The old fashioned is a good time. I love them. They the best.
It's a sippy drink.
They got them all kinds of places. They do different stuff at different restaurants and all that stuff.
Smoke them, all types of stuff.
But a good old fashioned is you just sip on it and you just get right throughout the night. You don't it's not no chug situation. To me, is you don't spend that much money because with all these fruity sweet drinks and shit, it's like give me another one, and then 4 or 5 $15-$20 drinks later, it's like my tab is $200. What the fuck happened? Oh, I was drinking sugar, and I was just drinking sugar,
shoving sugar.
Yeah, and I prefer to moderate throughout the evening. Every time I take a sip, I know I'm getting it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ooh, yes, chest burning. Let's sit down for a second.
Yes, and I don't want no hair on my chest.
So shout out to the old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
I think more people need to get it. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
All right. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of thoughts. I didn't think. Well, I guess this is random, but it's kind of a weird thought, but whatever. Man, there's this video of somebody interviewing Regina King, who lost her son like maybe a year or two ago, if I'm not mistaken. Very tragically.
Right.
And so she has a new wine that she has, made in his honor. And there was this video where she's like describing the wine and how it encapsulates her son's memory and like everything about him that made him, so sweet and special and stuff. And it was very thoughtful and whatnot. But I was on Twitter and the video started playing without the sound.
Oh.
And when I tell y'all, this woman is so distractingly fine.
Ain't she fine? She's
I was
a
just like-
gorgeous woman.
I'm like, I don't even know how to I can't watch her be fine and talk about her grieving her son. I can't. And like, I just thought that must be such a curse to be that fine, because she have real life emotions and stuff be happening to her that's serious.
Distracting.
She want to hear, like some genuine sympathy. But oh my God, look at this woman, y'all. This is
it's me and
I'm just turning the sound off so y'all won't be disrespectful like me. But it's she being too fine to for me to be sad. That's crazy.
What? Yes.
It's like I'm sitting here being like, yeah, that is messed up, man. And then I'm like, but also these shoulders is giving these eyes. What's going on with this hair? What's going on with this skin? Don't get me started on the cleave. Like I couldn't process emotionally. The empathy was gone. It was, and that must be a curse. We always like to think of pretty privilege is what people call it. It's like, oh, the pretty privilege. But what about the pretty penalty?
Yeah, when people don't take you seriously.
When you fine as hell and you like, yeah, I just had this tragic thing happen, and people's just like, oh yeah, go on, tell me about it, girl. Yeah. So what you say happened now? You got shot? That's crazy. That's crazy. What you doing later on tonight? You come here often? Like to the hospital? Like it has to be a great tragedy to some extent. But because I didn't even say anything. I just quote tweeted and said respectfully. And the amount of people that responded like, what? This is crazy. Why didn't you post a Whitlock meme? I was like, because if I posted Whitlock with a French beret sipping on wine, it's gonna cross into a level of disrespect,
right? That
y'all would turn on me for. Y'all actually not built for the Whitlock meme on a situation where a woman's grieving her child. And honestly, I'm not built for that smoke. I don't want to deal with y'all's anger. The ride is gone too far. You done went. This is crazy. There's limits to this. What's wrong with you? I don't want to deal with that. So I just had to leave it alone, guys. But man, that's wow. All right. I guess we'll do politics till we get mad.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
Shout out to Psycho Music. It's actually his birthday.
Happy birthday, baby.
Yeah, man who's contributed many a bop to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And they hear because he always put that drop in there. He's like, who made this beat? Psycho Music. I never had to search to be like, who made this when he put a beat in. All right, let's get into
whatever this is.
Trump went out to the National Guard occupiers of DC and delivered them pizza.
Did he hold it upside down? Like he need that goddamn Bible?
You know what's funny to me? Where are my fiscal conservatives at? You know what I mean? Like, what happened to y'all? Remember when they was like, listen, we got to cut all the jobs for Doge because government waste, government spending. They are sending 5, 6, 7 states worth of National Guard traveling costs money.
Yes,
costs money to pay them.
And the state, and that individual state probably got to pay the cost to send them people
That's what
up
I'm
there,
saying.
and then they not gonna get their money back because you know he don't pay for shit.
And what, man, I almost said something horrible. I'm not a horrible person, so I'm not gonna say it. But let's just say I don't expect the money to flow the other way when y'all have a natural disaster.
Nope. You let something happen, he gonna be like, you ain't getting a motherfucking dime. I don't care if you're flooding. I don't care if you got an earthquake. I don't care about the storm that just tore your shit up. When shit get tore down now, it's just gonna stay fucking fucked up.
Imagine you West Virginia and you ain't sending no National Guard to Texas for the flood, but then you send them to DC where there's not this crime epidemic just to show solidarity with Trump. Also, it's not lost on me West Virginia did this, because when people ask like, well, Joe Manchin's a Democrat, how come Joe Manchin's a Democrat from West Virginia? That shit is not a Democrat. It's not the same.
Not the same type of Democrat.
Meaning, if you look at just the numbers on a sheet and go, you got enough Democrats, you don't. If you count Joe Manchin among the motherfuckers, you actually are one short a lot of times. But anyway, so you're giving pizza, you're giving probably overtime, you're definitely giving travel and lodging. Now they're gonna supposedly give these guys guns. Because National Guard doesn't always deploy with guns on American streets. So now they're gonna give them guns. Trump is saying they want to do Chicago next. Deliver some crime relief to Chicago, not any of the red states that voted for him, none of the red cities that voted for him.
They're going to all the black cities, and
with black men.
And then he turned around and he lying, talking about this is not impacting anything, and a lot of the
he said it's not impacting.
It's
anything?
not impacting restaurants, as we talking about, because
first he said that they were lying. They lied both ways. First, they said the restaurants was so terrible and so down because of all the crime. No one's going to DC restaurants. Then people pointed out and then he goes, of course, now that he does it, the restaurants are booming again. No data, no nothing, just vibes.
Okay, that's where that came from.
Right. And then the actual restaurant people in the article I read were like, business is down like 30% because of this occupation.
And people are canceling reservations. Like a lot of these apps you can, reserve and shit like that. And they was like, it's fucking up. And some of the restaurants and bars who make their money on the weekend, because DC is like the capital. So a lot of people come there to visit the monuments and just hang out in DC. So most people don't live in DC. So it's a lot of visitors, particularly on weekends. They was like, we make our money on weekends. We don't actually make our money through the week. And so you literally killed our weekend business. We won't be able to survive.
Yeah, I'm not going to, if I'm in DC area, and I'm not saying y'all should do this, but if I'm in that DC area, I can definitely be like, I'm probably not leaving my block. I'm not going places unless I have to go places, because I don't want to have armed confrontations. This is not going to have this effect of making people feel freer and safer. And look, crime is very much about feelings in America. So like that part is where Republicans really have this narrative locked up, because statistically you can tell anybody anything with numbers, but people's paranoia and fear of crime, of the others, of their neighbors, which I think is even heightened after COVID. With their fear is being such high levels, you can tell somebody, no, it is safe in your neighborhood, and they can be like, yeah, but somebody got carjacked, so I want to see more police regardless. Like that's one, like this was the thing at the soul of the like defund the police movement that we never got to, that I always talked about on the show so much. And I know there were people that probably just thought I wasn't with it, and I'm like, I'm not saying I'm not with it. I'm saying the reality between like theory on social media and real life, how people treat crime, is so disparate. It's you're not going to be able to solve this problem by just scolding people. You're going to have to go into communities and convince people they don't need that level of policing, or that, because what people want is not no police. They want police that do the job that police are supposed to do the right way without bias.
Yes.
That's what they want.
That's what they want.
You got to convince them people they don't actually want that, or that's not possible, or that will never happen. So here's what we need to do. We need to reduce this and We got to come up with alternative ways to deal with crime. Most people, emotionally, our lizard brains, when you fucking like when I find out you kick my mama's door in, I'm not trying to hear your stats. And so they weaponize the emotions of it. And so you can just say, and that's before, of course, you get to the major one. People associate race and crime, right? Like white people make up the vast majority of mass shooters in America, but when they talk about cracking down, when you talk about cracking down on guns, you talk about cities with bans on guns, it's all black places. Like Montana and all these places probably got the most per capita guns, Texas, all this shit. But when you talk about who gonna pass a law to ban some guns, it's wherever the black people stay. That's where the real violence is happening. It's right. It's why they keep bringing up Chicago. Meanwhile, fucking Texas get a school shooting every other day. But okay, it's Chicago that's the problem, right? So all that to say, like, they're just weaponizing the narrative of like black people, crime, vibes, and then National Guard, and they're gonna keep doing this to other black cities. But yeah, I don't blame people if they're like, yeah, I'm not going out, I'm not doing shit. And meanwhile, it's all just a stunt. Because why the fuck are you delivering pizza to the National Guard? I'm sure they have food.
That's what I'm about to say. They have food. This shit is covered. So it's more federal money on top of federal money, because you know he's not paying for that shit out of his goddamn pocket. So why are you bringing these people money? They got meals scheduled and all this shit, like you say, lodging. This shit is taken care of. You just want to pretend like you're doing something.
It's all stunts. It's sad, but that, you know, we let a stunt ass reality show person be in charge of the country, and so this is what he does. So he don't got to talk about Epstein or any of the shit that he's doing that is illegal, all this money they're grifting.
Yep. And so this is why I look people in the face that stay in these areas, and niggas talking about I'm not voting, but her emails and Kamala. Okay, nigga, this is the results of this. This is the results.
Nothing's more cop than putting the National Guard in these blacks in Chocolate City. I know it's a low bar to say, but I mean, Kamala wouldn't have done this.
No, and you can't tell me nothing otherwise.
Like you can have all that Russian propaganda calling her a cop if you want, but she ain't never gonna do no bullshit like this, and you know it.
Nope.
And the fact that people won't back off of it and be like, shit, we fucked up, is a sad state of affairs, because I think that's the number one step we have to have. If y'all even want, and I'm not talking about Kamala at this point, if you just want Gavin Newsom, if you just want a Democrat, some people got to start admitting we fucked up. What Trump is doing is beyond the pale, and we are scared. And and I see people starting to have these moments, but they're not fully there yet. I saw someone yesterday saying how, like, you know, I'm very worried for the nation. I have to admit, as a black woman, and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking in your bio, I'm looking at your old tweets, like you was on some like both sides, definitely not supporting these Democrats. Like, I don't know, this kind of what happens when you do that. And I didn't say anything to the person, I just noted it and kept moving. I don't want any argument about it, but it's just like, I'm waiting. It's got to go further than that for you. It can't just be like, I'm so anxious. Is anyone else anxious? Everyone's anxious. You got to go to a point of like, oh shit, I see how I'm partially responsible for this, and change behavior is the only way to stop this. And I got to figure out a way
change behavior
that is beyond just, quote unquote self-care or whatever. Like, it's going to take more than that for people to survive this.
Yes, it is.
ICE deportation fears canceled Charlotte Family Festival. The organizers said they're going to try to have it next year. Now look, what would they say? Like, what are they going to say? We give up? But I don't think anything's going to change between this year and next year when it comes to ICE and Trump. If anything, it might get worse.
That's what I said. That's what I was like, y'all might as well don't even waste your time.
So they had to cancel the Hispanic Heritage Festival of the Carolinas at Truist Field. And it was like, they canceled it. Like, it was supposed to be like that Friday, and they canceled it like maybe the day or two before. Like, it was
right. They canceled like right before. And because we was talking about this on Balls Deep, and I was like, I feel so bad for the organizers, because something like that, I think that's like fourth or fifth year doing it. Something like that is a very huge undertaking. It takes a lot of money. You cancel something that close, you can't get your money back on most shit.
And they had to do it for the good of their community.
Right, and
like,
for the safety of their community, because you don't want to do this, and then all of a sudden you got the police the tan up the street right in front of the ball stadium.
Yeah, and there's gonna be kids out there, and you don't know who they're gonna take, and you don't know why they're gonna take them.
Right.
Because, you know, I know people want to believe this is gonna be an organized thing, and it's gonna be like, oh, we're just going after the criminals. That's what they promised, but Trump administration is actually reviewing all 55 million foreign U.S. visa holders for any violations. And what is any violations? I don't know. Like, are we talking traffic tickets? Because before this was like, remember, we're getting rid of gangs, we're getting rid of hardcore, you know, criminals, and then we're just seeing too many anecdotal cases of like, this guy was just walking down the street being Spanish. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like his wife had just gave birth, and he was going home to get some water and going to across the street to get some diapers, and it's like, bam. Motherfucker is gone. His wife can't even walk yet. The baby, they don't know where he's going, how long he's gonna be gone. They don't know what he did. Like, this shit is crazy, and they're depending on our distrust of each other and our distrust of others to be like, oh, well, he must have done something. Why else would they be arresting him? And I'm like, I don't think you have any reason to give this administration the benefit of the doubt, because they too often have skirted and violated the law. A judge ordered them to close Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, and Ron DeSantis has refused to close it.
Of course. So
you can't convince me that these guys are just, no, we just need to get these criminals out of here. These motherfuckers are criminals. They're being criminal. They're violating the law, claiming that they're enforcing the law. That make sense.
Make it make sense. And maybe this is just me, but one of my pet peeve is particularly when black folks get on this thing where they look at other brown quote unquote people as being quote unquote beneath them. It's like, nigga, you know you're on the list too, right? You know that they not gonna stop with them. Like, the goal is us, but they'll get them as long as they can trick us into thinking that they're other, like the white people. And as soon as they get rid enough of them, they're gonna start talking us shit. They already targeting us. Right. So it's like, you really think that you that goddamn special?
The Justice Department backs lawsuits seeking to end grants for Hispanic serving colleges, calling them unconstitutional. They said they will not defend a decades-old grant program for colleges with large numbers of Hispanic students that is being challenged in court, declaring the government believes the funding is unconstitutional. This is why it matters who's in charge. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden's DOJ would have defended this. In a memo sent to Congress, the Justice Department said it agrees with a lawsuit attempting to strike down grants that are served for colleges and universities where at least a quarter of undergraduates are Hispanic. Congress created the program in 1998 after finding Latino students were attending college and graduating at far lower rates than white students. Okay. Who do y'all think is next? Y'all think it's going to stop with the Hispanic serving colleges? Because I can think of quite a few HBCUs who fit the description. They just not Hispanic serving. And I think they try shit with the people that they think people care the least about. So in this case, they're like, oh, these people are Hispanic. They not, quote unquote, obviously it's not true, but they not even from here, because obviously many of these people are from here. They just have Hispanic heritage. But you start with this, and then maybe we're a year away, maybe we're 6 months away, maybe we're 2 years away. But this type of thing, someone is going to challenge this on the race basis for HBCUs. And this Justice Department will go, yeah, that's fine. We're not defending that.
Yep. And turn around, and didn't an Asian woman sue? No, it was a white woman that sued, that got that shit done.
I don't know which thing you're talking about. There's been multiple things. There were some Asian students who sued over college administration. College admissions. There was a white girl who sued over affirmative action, that apple-headed Abby girl, whatever her name was. There's been multiple challenges by different groups.
Yeah, but those two cases right there were more important than people try to let on, and they try to act like it's not nothing. But those two cases open the shit up for bullshit like this to happen. And it's one of those things where you can't look me in my eye and tell me they the same. Both sides are the same. They're not. This would have never happened underneath a Democrat. And like you said, they would have been on the opposite side of it. And also the thing is they don't want people getting higher education. So they're trying to strip everybody outside of white men getting higher education. Because it start with this, they're going to go after the Asians, they're going to go after the blacks, they're going to go after the women. Any scholarship that's specifically for a specific group, they're going to be like, it's discrimination, get rid of that bullshit.
The irony of the Asian thing is funny because after they did that and won that case about, racial bias in admissions, Asians did not see this trend of ticking up with their admissions. Now, if it's racially colorblind, quote unquote, meaning race can't be factored into these college admissions, they should have seen an increase. Black people did see a decrease, but Asian people didn't see this increase. And we know per capita, we know per person, Asian people do score the highest on the test and all that stuff throughout the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And yet admission numbers went down for them.
Yeah, it did. And
why didn't it go up? Oh, you trusted these white folks when they said that, oh yeah, it's the black people that's taking your spots.
Yes.
It's the hard, the hard deserving Asians. It should just be test scores, and then we just let you in. That's all we should be looking at. We need to get race out of here. And these motherfuckers signed up for that fool's gold, helped that scorpion cross that river, got stung halfway through, and now look at you you can't make it to the other side. But that's what they do. You believe this bullshit. You can't believe these lies of white supremacy. We talk about it for black folk all the time, but it's everybody, women too. You can't be in a little bit for white supremacy because it's gonna fuck you too.
Yes, you either all in or you all out. There's no dipping your toe in and thinking it's not going to impact you in some way, shape, form of fashion, or thinking it's not going to impact you later down the road. And this is why a lot of other groups that are non-black look at black people going, y'all always bring up race. Like, bitch, you always remind me. Every time I do something, every time I say something, every time I strip, you always remind me. So yes, you remind me, so I'm going to remind you, bitch.
Because we vigilant. We know better.
Right.
It's not vibes for us. We know better. We know what they will do. And too many people come here, and I get why. There's a cultural export of anti-blackness that comes out of America that reaches people many times before getting here, and they can experience what black people are, who we are, what we do, what our culture is about. And so if you think and shit, it affects people in America. It happens all the time, right? Like how many black people don't trust black people? How many black people don't trust black people? When my low key, probably my favorite episode of Atlanta, even though it changes probably every day. But one of my favorite, let's just say my favorite moment in Atlanta is when they go to the sushi restaurant, and when the owner of the sushi restaurant gives this monologue at the end about why these black folks, and it's like a funny premise, but you won't trust sushi from a black person because he's like gonna make blowfish and all that stuff. And I love that monologue. It's so well written. It's so well done. But it's true. Because he's like, everybody's telling us not to trust each other. Matter of fact, I found the monologue. I don't know if I won't play. I'll try not to play the whole 5 minutes, but you should be able to hear it because I'm sharing my screen. But this is it.
There's a movie theater 2 blocks away from here. The night Queen and Slim premiered, we were filled. Line out the door. Black people hopped up on nationalism, coming to support their own. 15 minutes later, we were empty. Not one person ate the blowfish. Not one. Just a bunch of Yelp reviews that all said the same thing. This serving poisoned fish.
Hey, listen, man.
Do you know?
He said this nigga, by the way.
Oh, the traditional way to make sushi is with your bare hands, and that sushi should be served at room temperature? Every Japanese sushi restaurant worth its soy sauce does it that way, and no one seems to notice. But If a brother from Alabama does it the same way, suddenly the fish is dirty.
Yeah, but y'all serving
You know, in Japan, there's a sushi restaurant that can't even take reservations from the general public because it is so acclaimed. You want to know where it is? It's on the Ginza line in a Tokyo subway station. I know because my master, Yuji Watanabe, studied there. You see, he taught me that it doesn't matter where you serve the sushi. A subway, an old blockbuster video, doesn't matter. He says, if the sushi is good, people will come. But I guess my master was never from Florida.
Listen, brother, man.
Give me that brother shit. You want to hear it?
This entire dinner, you have been staring across the street at a modern-day coon chicken served to you by an Aunt Jemima who lies to you repeatedly, telling you it is her recipe and that she is benefiting from it. It is not her recipe. You know who owns that recipe? An Italian man and his family.
I hope they don't take this off YouTube for this clip, but guys, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
None of which have married black. I heard some of them even moved from New Orleans to New Jersey.
New Orleans to New Jersey.
All right, man. All right, I get it.
Oh, you get it.
Yeah, I get it.
You get it now.
I get it now, man.
You need it.
What?
Eat it. Eat my poison fish, brother. Oh, let me guess. You want some hot sauce to go with it, brother?
All right, man. All right, you made your point, Demarcus. Okay,
outside. That's the future. That's our future. Salted and battered. Being sold back to us in our own image.
There's some kids eating a Popeye's chicken sandwich and one of them pulls out his book bag and starts grinding on it.
See, the problem with us is...
And they're making a viral video.
We don't trust each other.
Now, this is the part. This is the part right here.
We don't trust each other. Don't trust the Chicago. They're shady. Don't believe from New Orleans. They're slimy. Gotta watch out for them, New York. They're bound to hit a lick. We've been told time and time again, the only person you can trust is yourself. Right?
So that, like, I think about this monologue so often because that is it, right? Like, we can't even, anti-blackness is so strong, it hits people before the love and the warmth and the culture of blackness can hit them.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's one of the reasons I always talk about when people do the diaspora wars and it's like African people feel they look down on black people. And I'm always like, yes, that is true. So does everyone that is told about blackness from a third-hand experience, right? It's
third-hand.
They're told that we're the worst. But you know what else happens? I've been told my whole life that people from Africa were the worst.
Yeah, I have been told that too.
I didn't know a single person from Africa directly, and I had people saying negative things about like cleanliness, smell, the saying that their countries were backwards, saying that technology was backwards. They wanted me to hate those people before I ever met a person from Africa.
Right.
And if I'm black, And that is a thing that was sent to me. And many people won't admit to it, or they'll, they want to win like some sort of like oppression Olympics. So it's like, well, it was worse for us. I'm not saying whether or not it was worse. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
I'm saying the fact that untruths are spread
on both sides
throughout this world about black people en masse has an effect to the detriment of all of us.
Yes.
Whether you're black or not, it has a detriment to all of us. It's a detriment to the world. If white people didn't believe the negative propaganda about black people, the National Guard wouldn't be in DC.
Right.
That's how strong this bullshit is. There are people defending this deployment or just not incensed enough. The fact that people spent so much time going over Joe Biden's health the last 2 years, so many headlines, so many segments on TV, it's coming into the debates. They're asking Kamala Harris about it. They're asking other Democrats about it. They want a speculation. They want, pressure on him to step down. They got Nancy Pelosi involved. Remember that how hysterical it was? Not funny hysterical, but like he was governing, he was doing a good job. But any faux pas, any slip, it was like the motherfucker was gonna die on camera.
Yes.
He's still alive, looking healthy and tan, by the way, making sense when he shows up to do stuff, which he no longer has to do. Good for him. But can anyone tell me they're keeping that same energy about Trump? Mm-mm. Can anyone? The motherfucker got blush on his hand or some shit because he's having he's got makeup on his fucking hand. I can't imagine Joe Biden shows up with makeup on his fucking hand and covering up some sort of condition or medical procedure. The motherfucker's calves are the size of fucking balloons, and his ankles look like church lady ankles. We're not spending every day of every news cycle with an article. There's no fucking Republican. There's no fucking Republican donor. There's no fucking prominent conservative who's just like an actor going, this is scary and this guy should step down.
Right.
Like you're not like Bill Maher sucking his dick, like you're not seeing people pull up like, yeah, like Bill Maher's like, I went to the White House, met him, dropped to my knees, saw his ankles and kissed him. If that was Joe Biden, if Joe Biden fucking coughed, we were like, oh God, oh, the fragile union is going to break. This is insanity what we're living through. Mm-hmm. And this double standard is killing us all because people aren't keeping that same energy.
Nope.
And I know why people wanted to believe that they would, but this is what, is so prescient about what we said here in our podcast. Because we told you the entire fucking time, even when it was Joe Biden was like, yeah, they won't keep the same energy if it's Trump. And it was like, no. Once Joe Biden steps down, then we'll get Kamala. We'll all reunite. And we're like, I don't think you guys understand. Y'all won't do that.
Right.
I know why
I will, but you won't.
I know why you, logical person who listens to us, who is absolutely going to go vote for Kamala Harris. I know why you think that everyone will do it. I'm telling you, you can't trust these motherfuckers. They won't do it.
No.
They're going to drop the ball. And when they drop the ball, they'll never say, I dropped the ball. They'll say, Kamala Harris dropped the ball. The Democrats dropped the ball. Joe Biden dropped the ball. Everybody dropped the ball except the motherfuckers who went up there and said, I'm not voting, or, or whatever. Everybody dropped the ball except for the people who went to are supposed to stop this happening, the voters. Mm-hmm. And so I find it interesting that we're at this moment now because the outrage is not matching. And the scandals are through the roof. They're way higher than anything that happened under Biden.
Anything we've ever seen in my lifetime.
I still remember people being like, Joe Biden lost because of when he pulled us out of Afghanistan, like we had been asking for. He did it too fast, and some soldiers died. So okay, well now the National Guard is being deployed to black cities in America. Where are y'all at?
Where are you?
Where you at, dog? Now this motherfucker's like, actually, Ukraine's pretty complicated. I don't think I can get us out of this war. Where the fuck is the outrage? It's never going to come from the right, and that's because they're built for this. They're not like us.
They're not,
and I don't
fold.
I'm not saying that in a nice way. I mean, I'm not saying that mean to them. I'm saying it mean to us. They're not like us. They will absolutely ride with it. Like if we were built the way we're supposed to be built in this country to have progress, we would have stuck to Biden. It wouldn't even have got to Kamala.
Agreed.
If we was who we say we are, we would have been like, man, fuck what y'all talking about.
I was that person.
I know you were. So a lot of us were, but I'm saying like even we would have been like collectively
in masses, right?
It wouldn't have been no like, man, a lot of us are like, y'all really are fucking up by doing this, but okay, I guess we don't have a choice because we don't have a choice. What was I gonna not vote for Kamala? Of course,
right?
But the point was, we didn't need to do that because we had Joe Biden already. Meaning, okay, let's reelect Joe Biden. He wins. Worst case scenario, he dies and we get Kamala. So it was the thing y'all said y'all wanted was gonna happen, but you blink because we're pussies. We're not strong-willed people like this. Strong-willed people like this will look at what Trump does and work backwards. They'll be like, he sent the National Guard in. Good. He need to. You weren't saying that yesterday. You never thought you needed to before. The crime numbers are down. You don't care. They be like, I don't want to hear about the crime numbers. It don't matter to me. That's how we have to be. And yeah. All right. Last story. Peter Hegseth, the defense secretary, he fired the general whose agency did the intel assessment that said, those strikes on Iran that was supposed to destroy all their nuclear facilities and set back their program, and then they came back and was like, actually it may have set them back like a month or two, like they're gonna be fine, it really didn't destroy enough. Yeah, he fired them.
Of course, anybody that fact checks or anybody that comes out and be like, hey, I understand what they told y'all, but these are the facts. Those people aren't gonna have those jobs for long. Like anybody that comes out contrary to reality, you will not keep your job long.
And I just listen. You don't even need to write in about this because I'm telling y'all, I'm openly saying I know it is my conspiracy and bias that is making me feel this way. Okay, so y'all only have to write in and be like, Rod, this is normal. Whatever y'all say, fine. I'm saying you cannot look at what is happening to people whose jobs are about transparency
and checks and balances
and being fired after doing their fucking job and then tell me, well, this is normal. This happens from time to time. That pressure from this administration is trying to make people lie. And if they won't lie, they will fire you. They'll get a loyalist in, and that loyalist will do whatever the fuck Trump says to do because they don't care about the rest of us. So whoever's going to take over this position, I don't expect them to be brave and bold. Like, who the fuck's going to step into this position and be like, well, when it's my turn, I'm still telling the truth. Fuck you. Fuck Trump. Fire me too. Maybe we luck out and we get somebody like that. Maybe. But my guess is on the fucking application,
nope.
The first thing they going to be looking at on the LinkedIn is, would you suck Trump's dick? Yes. Okay. You're hired. That's it. We riding out on these lies. That's my guess. And like I said, someone could write in and do all that. Don't. I don't think my mind can be changed on this.
Not on this one.
I just think
it's no coincidence.
Yeah, it's like Shedduer Sanders in the NFL. Like there's a big conspiracy that the NFL is out to humble this young, confident black man and destroy his confidence because, they hate young, confident black men. Oh, wait. All the fucking draft picks are young, confident black men. You got black men on there talking about they going to take Lawrence Taylor's number. Cam Ward is 100% believes in himself with the number one draft pick and also a black quarterback. But people don't trust the NFL at this point because of what happened with Kaepernick and just decades and decades of racism. Like, I'm not going to debate the people if they feel the way. I don't agree with them that there's a conspiracy against Shedduer Sanders. I don't think anyone from the NFL office is making calls to be like, we're humbling this black. I don't think it has to, but it's an important distinction to put there. It don't have to happen that way. Like, I saw Eric Dickerson had a comment like I got people that told me the NFL was telling people not to draft him. Then they called Cleveland and told them they had to draft him in the 5th round, which makes no fucking sense.
Right.
But no disrespect to Eric Dickerson, but doesn't make any sense to me. But why do we are giving them almost too much credit? They don't have to do that. Right? Like, we're saying it like they would need to make a call as if at this point they've been sued enough. They're not leaving a paper trail of we sent an email, don't draft this kid. That conspiracy to me goes too far because it doesn't need to go that far. That's why I think it's a pointless conspiracy. The same way they didn't tell anybody not to draft Kaepernick. They didn't tell anybody not to pick him up in free agency. It's worse than y'all think. You think the worst thing is the NFL being like, we're just going to be racist to this one kid because we don't somehow, even though we love Deion Sanders, we now hate Deion Sanders.
Right.
Because of quote unquote what he represents, which don't get me started on Deion Sanders because I think a lot of people have gravely overextended themselves to turn him into some type of activist when he's always been about Deion Sanders.
Yes, sir.
But forget that part. That's not the important part. What is important, and I wrote a thing on game theory about this, and I can tell a lot of people didn't absorb it or listen to it because they already got their feelings made up. The NFL, the organization, the office, Roger Goodell, they don't want racism. They don't want it. Meaning the NFL offices and Roger Goodell pushed for Kaepernick to be back in the league, held a tryout specifically only for him so that no team would be able to pretend that man, we would bring him in, but then if we decide not to go with him, now we got to deal with the backlash that we didn't want Kaepernick. So the NFL offices, Roger Goodell himself, who probably doesn't want the legacy of all the racism to go down with him. He wants to retire and be the guy that we go, man, what a good commissioner and work with these black players and blah, blah, blah. That's why they got all the all the stuff that isn't Kaepernick but is quote unquote progress, the slogans in the end zone, the stuff they did with Rock Nation, all the activism groups they gave to, groups that were saying defund the police and abolish the police. They gave money to these groups. People don't know because they, your minds are made up and you don't care and you're just seeking confirmation bias, but it's much more complicated than that. Mm-hmm. My point being, some people will go, you did, most of y'all that are feeling this way, you don't even want to accept facts. I just told you facts. These are not things. I've researched this. We have a lawyer. We have research department. These are facts. These are not negotiables. So I'm just told you those facts and you probably no, fuck them. That's just a cover up for not getting Kaepernick. No, it's worse. It's worse. The boss, the office wanted him back in the league, even if it was just for the optics, to be like, guys, leave us alone. He's playing.
Right.
He's on somebody's roster.
Because it doesn't benefit them.
Stop bringing this up. We don't, not that they care. I told y'all corporations don't care. Mm-mm. It's not that they care, but they just want to take the PR hit away.
Yes.
It would be a big fucking joker for them to be like, oh, you say you're boycotting for Kaepernick. Well, it's playing for the Raiders right now. So who are you really fucking boycotting? Blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not saying that'll bring y'all back, but that's the point they wanted to make. They wanted to have that rhetorical argument with them. They couldn't get it done. They couldn't get it done because 30 rich individual people who own those teams were insubordinate to their boss. Now, I know technically Roger Goodell's not their boss, blah, blah, blah. I know. And when we're talking about billionaires, I think only one is brown, Khan for the Jaguars. Everyone else is white. None of them would take him on their teams. And that is a bigger problem than if you could call if the NFL could call teams and tell them who and when to draft motherfuckers,
right?
They would do it in a heartbeat. And it wouldn't just be for Shedduer. They be doing it. If anything, if you're the NFL office, you're trying to get Shedduer drafted early as fucking possible. Why? Because Shedduer was the most popular player in fucking college football.
The way they was doing, I thought he was the number 1 draft pick. I didn't even know who the fucking number 1 draft. I didn't know what that nigga looked like because every time I snapped on the TV, they were talking about his black ass.
You wouldn't. And look, maybe, and I think that's once again, it's a sports thing. I know some of y'all don't care, but I'm making a bigger point. But one of the big problems with sports prognostication coming out of college is that a lot of it is about Q ratings. It's about who's the most popular guy. It's not about who's the best player. That shit doesn't really come up until you get to like the NFL combine and they start measuring people's like height, weight, fastness. And then, then you start feeling some of this stuff. The NFL for the probably last 8 years, maybe longer, has pretty much done away with the like, we don't draft black quarterbacks. That shit is like, you go look at the draft now, all the number 1 picked for quarterbacks is pretty much a black person. I think Cam Newton was probably the one who killed that. Like because his whole thing was he's super athletic, but he runs a high school offense. And then he got to the pros and they was like, well, the shit seems to be working and the rest of these players aren't even good. So now you look up and all the good quarterbacks, I'd say like 50-60% of them are black. So it's no longer we can't have a black quarterback here. Fucking the Giants are about to start Russell Wilson, which is, I could have never seen that happening. But anyway, my point is, it's bigger than that. It's worse for the NFL that it's not a conspiracy. It's worse that basically the owners amongst themselves have decided we just not dealing with this uppity type of black kid.
Yep.
We think Shedduer Sanders' talent is not as good as dealing with his ego.
Yep.
And regardless of how it's going to make the league look, I personally am passing on him. He's undraftable to me. And that is, to me, worse than getting a phone call from big NFL saying, don't draft this kid. That's worse. 30 people on the same fucking page?
They ain't have to talk. They
don't got to talk to each other?
Right, that's the thing. Because you, like you say, a lot of times when certain things happen, people go to the conspiracy. And yes, it is a conspiracy, but it's not something that's, like you said, going to have a paper trail. So, everybody just thinks the same.
So that's what, to bring it back to what I was saying, that's what I'm saying with this Trump administration shit. Mm-hmm. We're not going to find smoking guns and letters more than likely. Maybe we will. But in general,
Trump learned from that first time.
In general, they don't need to tell you to change the job numbers up. They're not, or don't publish them when they're bad. Whoever the next person is, they're not going to need to tell them. Like people are like, oh, they're going to say, no, I don't think so. The same way that you couldn't catch Trump on those insurrection charges. Because at no point did he actually say the words, go down there and fuck them up. And he just goes, I'm going to meet y'all down there. Knowing that these motherfuckers got a gallows for Mike Pence. He's like, hey, I'm going to see y'all down there. Who knows? He's supposed to make the call to bring in the National Guard of Police then for DC. He couldn't pick up the phone then. Couldn't figure out a way to get somebody in to stop it then, could he? But that's plausible deniability. He's not on the phone going, yeah, I'm talking to the person coordinating the breach. Go ahead and take the Capitol building. He's not saying that. And that's how our laws operate. And that's how our journalists operate. You need it spelled out for you. As opposed to just common sense like the rest of us have. We're like, that motherfucker tried to overthrow the goddamn government. He lost the election and he tried to have a coup. He should go to jail. And it's like, well, our laws don't work on that. Our laws work on like, did he have a letter? Can we turn all the people that were working for him against him and then they can be witnesses and say he did tell them? But he doesn't talk like that. So all of them just have their witness testimony is all like, well, he heavily implied, which doesn't really work in court. So anyway, that's how I feel like this administration is more insidious than we give it credit for. Because firing the people who say, y'all lied. My job is to catch y'all to tell the truth, and I'm telling the people the truth. They lied to y'all. This was not a strike against this military operation that was going to doom their nuclear program. And they go, you're fired. You're out of here. Because we have that power. We have that authority. And sometimes we don't have that authority. We'll just see you in court. We'll see if you can get your job back.
Right.
And so we deal with this bullshit. So, all right, that's it.
Agreed.
Let's see. What else can we do? Let's move into something more fun. Maybe some black capitalism.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, all right, cool. Let me pull up the Black Capitalist. Why am I? Nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. I don't know what I did with the short version, so I guess we'll listen to the full version.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Will Smith. I hear y'all talking, but the only thing I'm listening to is that paper. Every day we get into that paper. Woo! I hear the money talk, I see you later. Yeah. Every day we get into that paper. Woo! I hear the money talk, I see you later. Yeah. I said I ain't got time to converse with you broke niggas. Ain't got time to convert with you broke niggas. Ain't got time to converse. I said I ain't got time to converse. I be getting to that paper.
Woo! Oh, and let me also add this too, just so we can be 100% clear. I'm rooting for Shedduer Sanders. I would like him to be successful.
Same.
I know he has a lot to work on. I think a lot of people are setting him up for failure because they want him to just go in, start right away for that shitty ass team. And I just can't think of a worse idea than him being a day one starter for that fucking team that to me is not going to be a good team. And he has some habits that he needs to work on, especially in the NFL, like holding the ball too long. None of you really watch college football. None of you really watch NFL like that. Or I shouldn't say none of you. A lot of y'all just like a lot of these people only watched Colorado and Deion because they black.
Right. They, like you said, they don't really watch football like that. Yes.
So they just want like this picture book story where he just goes in the NFL, is basically giving the keys to a franchise and immediately takes off. Hey man, I hope that kid gets put in a position where he can like sit and watch, see how this shit is going. I hope if I'm being honest, hopefully get on a different team. Like I don't think Cleveland is it. I think it would be a lot better for him to not be in that organization. If it's like he almost could have benefited if he would have just kept dropping and then like say he dropped to, I don't know, a good organization like say I guess that's a stretch, but maybe say New England or somebody that's known for stability. I don't know who. Like even if he was like fucking with Kansas City and he could just sit there and watch Mahomes for a year or two, I think he'll be better off. I think a lot of these black quarterbacks, especially that have like flaws when they come out that won't get the benefit of the doubt like these white quarterbacks get, they can really use the time because we are seeing a resurgence of certain quarterbacks like fuck, I can't remember his name, like Sam Bradford and shit. Like we're seeing these Geno Smith quarterbacks that people gave up on a long time ago, but they just needed time and a chance and a steady organization.
Needed time and a chance.
And now we look up and we're like, Geno Smith's fucking great. What happened? Why did we give up on him so fast? I would like to see Shedduer get that. So let me just put that out there for somebody who thinks I'm hating on Shedduer. I'm rooting for Shedduer as hard as y'all are. I'm just being honest about, okay, the brother might not be just a day one, like gonna take to the league and kill it.
Yeah, and very few quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's very rare. Jaden Daniels, like, it's very rare you get a Jaden Daniels. You normally get like an arc of like, hey, struggle. Bryce Young in North Carolina, in Charlotte. Our favorite, our starting quarterback. It's a struggle out the gate, man. Especially for them little dudes. It's a struggle.
Yeah, them little dudes, we having a hard time.
Yeah, so I hope it works out for him, and I hope they give him help and all that stuff, because I really do want to see him succeed. And I'm not one of these people that's tied to like, because I don't watch enough college football to be tied to like, well, Jalen Hurts wasn't good when I saw him at Alabama, so I will never give him credit for being good in the NFL. I'm way beyond. I'm like, who gives a fuck about that?
Right. That was college, baby.
The goal is not for me to be right about everything. I'm just seeing what I see, and I like being wrong. I like looking up and being like, damn, I didn't think that kid was going to be that good. Look at him. All right. Now let's get to this black capitalism. Big Boy from Outkast.
Okay.
He has dropped a Whirlpool washing machine that plays Outkast, So Fresh, So Clean.
Oh shit, I did not know that.
It's a Whirlpool front loader washer.
Oh shit, I wash it better not go out.
It plays So Fresh, So Clean at the end of every cycle and features a certified fresh and clean badge with Big Boy's signature. Only 5 of these machines are being given away through a sweepstakes that kicked off August 19th and runs until September 23rd. So you could still put in for the sweepstakes.
Okay.
Fans who want a chance to win must follow Whirlpool USA on Instagram, find the sweepstakes post, like it, comment, hashtag Whirlpool So Fresh, tag a friend, earns an extra entry, and winners will be notified via DM. So, man, who was the Outkast? Big Boy and Whirlpool?
I was like, how much does it cost? I want one, bitch.
Right? That's crazy though. Like, I love that hip hop is getting older, and that we're having these moments. Just because it's like, you couldn't have told me 20 years ago when I was listening to fucking Outkast, 25 years probably. You couldn't have told me the first time I heard Southern Playalistic Cadillac music that I would be like, yeah, and in like 25 years, Big Boy will be selling me a washing machine.
Yeah, probably, possibly longer than that. When it was like 96, 97, around in that,
That's crazy. But yeah, shout out to Big Boy. Man, it's such a corny thing, but man, I would love to have a washing machine that when it ends the cycle is like, ain't nobody don't ask me, I'm just so fresh and clean. Ding, hey,
clothes are done all the way to the washer.
I'm just gonna run a load of empty load. I just want to hear the song.
just for no reason wasting water.
Yeah, I wonder how much of the song it plays. It's just the fresh and clean. Can we get the whole
song during the cycle?
Play the whole album. I don't care. Let's see. Tamika Scott tips a waitress $700 after being ignored at a Georgia restaurant. Now that is some black capitalism. That is some black stuff to do right there, guys. Okay. I know some of y'all shaking your head at her and all that shit. I get it. You can't tip your way out of racism, blah, blah, blah. You're right. Those people will probably still be racist tomorrow, but I love shit like this. Tamika Scott from the legendary group Escape recently shared a heartfelt moment on social media explaining why she decided to bless a waitress with a $700 tip during the night out. Shout out to her. Must be taking care of her money too.
Gotta be.
She was like, listen, I still got some of this Escape money. Y'all gonna treat me right. In the video, she revealed she went to a restaurant in Beaufort, Georgia with her daughter about 30 minutes before closing. Instead of being welcome, she said she was ignored. It was like 5 or 6 waitresses and 4 of them turned their backs. No one helped us. We stood there for 5 minutes. Oh, I hate that. I've left restaurants straight up. And I'm like, y'all want me to leave. I can't even, I'm giving you what you want because I don't want you spitting in my food.
Ain't that the truth?
Finally, a young server approached and offered to help despite whispers from the other staff questioning her decision. The act of kindness struck a chord with Tamika. Never judge a book by its cover. Be patient because you never know when you'll be blessed. The clip shows her counting out $700 before handing it to the stunned waitress who said the gesture made my night. The server responded in disbelief, asking, oh my goodness, are you guys sure, before expressing her gratitude. So yeah, shout out to her. And no, it won't solve racism and blah blah blah. I get it. You're rewarding them. I don't know. I don't think anything fixes racism, but I do love a racist learning a fucking lesson. Like, I could have had $700 tonight, but my fucking and I'm assuming racism because what the fuck else could it be?
Yep.
But my racism cost me money, and yeah, they'll probably still wake up racist tomorrow, but good. They'll wake up also $700 not having in their pocket. And who knows, maybe this one person was good, maybe they weren't, maybe they just were the weakest of the races, but whatever. They learned a lesson too that day. So all right, I liked it.
Me too.
Let's see. We'll do one more. Dr. Umar explains. Dr. Umar has announced he has a new reality show and is setting the record straight about his actual purpose. During a recent live stream, the outspoken community leader explained that despite his title, Date with the Doctor, the show is not a dating series.
Niggas, you even a real doctor. When we gonna get that school?
He is a real doctor. He is. They found his degree, Karen.
Okay.
All right. I don't want him suing us.
Okay.
During a recent live stream, he said, I just wanted to come on here right now to clarify that the Date with the Doctor reality show, it is really a conversation platform where Black women and I will exchange views and opinions on various issues affecting the African race and Black women in particular.
Mm-hmm. So you can say donations. I hear you. I hear you, my sister, but is you going to give me them donations?
There's so many things here, but number one, you do realize we're going to have a lot of gender wars clips coming out of this shit.
Yes, that's all it's gonna be.
And Dr. Umar is surprisingly better than you would think on gender issues, but not as good as y'all would like him to be.
Agreed.
He's the kind he's kind of like Amanda Seales. He's on that thing where when they say something you already agree with, you be like, yes, they are spitting. And then they can just as easily say something you completely disagree with.
Yes,
and
in
you're
the same breath.
And you're like, where did you even get that line of thinking from? It doesn't even correlate with the first line of thinking. So I think it could work for gender wars, especially because he often sides against Black men.
He does.
In these things, and I think that could work out for him. Now, of course, the second thing is what you brought up. Brother, didn't you just say all your accounts was frozen and you couldn't build a school and they were going to repossess the school unless you got PayPal and Venmo?
How they going to pay you Cash App? How they going to pay you Venmo?
Like, you said that, and I'm not saying that wasn't true or not. I'm saying, what a weird fucking time to be telling me about a reality show. What? Why would...
When your school going to get built?
Why is that not an all hands on deck crisis? And I assume by all hands, just your hands. I've never seen you with other people
a staff
who are working on this school.
Administration.
I don't know nobody else that's had a hand in the school. What is the funding, the curriculum?
Construction man.
That no one else is ever on the videos. Like, hey, I'm the head, I'm the principal. Like,
I'm
always
the site foreman. Somebody.
It's just you. So I just feel like is now even the fucking time. This just feels a little Sean Kingish to me. Mm-hmm. Where when you find out one thing with Sean King is kind of fishy, he just already onto another thing. Like, oh no, that was last week that I wanted to start that newspaper with millions of dollars. And it never came to fruition and I didn't get y'all money back. But before you get mad about that, I'm selling t-shirts because I'm going to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro to prove that a Black man can climb to the highest point on that mountain.
A mountain.
And the white people, they do not want me to do it. So you better buy these t-shirts. I don't know what my family's going to do. According to Dr. Umar, the series will give Black women the opportunity to showcase their businesses and promote their brands in a positive way. He emphasized the project is designed to be uplifting and tasteful, not centered on romance. I am not looking for a wife. The ancestors will send them to me when the time is right, he said, making it clear that the focus is on empowerment and not matchmaking.
What channel is going to be on? Tubi?
YouTube, I'm assuming.
YouTube? Okay.
I want Black women to become entrepreneurs so we can target homelessness, reduce prostitution, and create opportunities, he explained. It's unclear when he begins to... it's unclear when he begins filming or which platform the show will be available on. He probably will need some money for it, though.
Mm-hmm. He gonna need them funds. Them bank accounts closed.
So, man, who are the people still giving him money? I wonder.
Who are these niggas?
Who?
He been begging for money for 25 years.
I just want to know.
I ain't seen not one brick laid.
Who are these niggas?
I cried laughing when I read
you know what I'm saying? like, we need to stay away from these niggas.
I really do want to know. Like, honest, and look, I'm judging you a little bit, but not completely judging. I just want to know, if you're giving to Dr. Umar, are you giving to the Black Guy Tips? If you're listening to this, like, are you like, but not these niggas? What are we doing wrong?
Look, at least you getting a product.
Right? Like,
he promised a school that ain't not one textbook, ain't not one brick, ain't not one light, ain't nothing been bought in that school.
I just want to know, who's the people that's clicking on his Patreon but not ours?
Come on, Sojourner Truth and MLK Boulevard. That we ain't seen that shit since.
All right, well, good luck not dating Dr. Umar on Date with a Doctor. Of course, he's gonna definitely be trying to knock them women off. All right, let's get to the. I need to go to the gym, guys.
I'm
gonna have to, no, it's all good. It's not like an emergency. I'm gonna have to just cut this off a little bit. sooner
earlier
than I thought.
Okay, that's fine.
So I might go sword ratchetness now instead of guess the race.
Yeah, yeah, we can do that. We
Just
we
guess
got Monday to do it.
The guess the race are so good. And Monday might not work too because I got something to do.
Okay.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's do a little guess the race. I'll try to do them fast. We'll do some guess the race, and then I might just edit the show later or whatever.
Okay, that's
so
cool
here
with
we
me.
Go. Let's do guess the race first.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
A Florida woman behind bars after running her husband down with her vehicle and leaving him critically injured in a major thoroughfare.
Damn.
Douglas Roja Jimenez, 43, stands accused of attempted murder in the second-degree aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, reckless driving, causing serious bodily injury, and leaving the scene of a crash causing property damage, according to the Brevard County court records. On Tuesday, officers responded to reports of a man on the hood of a white sedan.
On the hood!
Damn.
Hold on for dear life.
And as the sedan was driving recklessly through the streets of Cocoa, a small town located 45 miles southeast of Orlando. Eventually, the sedan crashed at a nearby intersection on West King and Pineapple Streets, according to an arrest report obtained by Law and Crime. The man was thrown from the hood of the car and found on the ground bleeding from his head. He had been thrown 71 feet by the impact.
How fast would they go on 71 feet?
The incident began at a Wawa convenience store and gas station around the corner from the crash site. According to an arrest report, where the witness told police they saw the man jump on the hood of the car and sit there following a verbal altercation with Jimenez. Witnesses stated the driver of the suspect vehicle was attempting to back out and leave the Wawa as the victim sat on the hood of the vehicle. Witnesses stated the sedan successfully left the Wawa with the victim on the hood of the vehicle. Footage appears to show in succession the man getting on the hood, the car driving a short distance from the air pumps to the gas pumps in the Wawa parking lot, the man getting off the hood briefly to walk near the front of the car, then the man getting back on the hood. Finally, the car leaves the parking lot with the man on the hood.
Wow.
All right, Karen, guess the race.
Hispanic, 71 feet. Good God, that's a block or two, I'm assuming. I don't know how far. That got to be far.
71 feet is a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's check the chat room.
Almost a football field.
That's a football field is 100 yards. A yard is 3 feet. So a football field is 300 feet, basically. So it's more like it's
a quarter of that.
Yeah, maybe like a third or something.
Okay.
Anyway, let's check the chat room. Latina Rage, Holy Guacamole, Latina. Everyone's going Latina on this one. The correct answer is Latina. You guys got it correct. Yeah, she don't look sorry. And I will say this. I know Wawa is somewhere like, why are we in it?
Why am I like?
Why is her mugshot not the whole page? Why is Wawa part of
above her head?
Yeah,
people like I've never been to Wawa, but everybody that has a Wawa, they love their local Wawas.
Yeah, it's like why are you putting us like we didn't make her do this?
Wait, she's not a Wawa employee. Why are we on the front page?
Was the fight over sandwiches?
If not, why are we here?
Man brought loaded AR-15 into a Charlotte pizza shop and threatened to kill 8 people over race.
Oh no!
He pleaded guilty on Tuesday to bringing a loaded AR-15 into a Charlotte pizza shop. His name is 32-year-old Maurice Hopkins. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of interference with federally protected activities, which carries a maximum sentence up to 10 years. It happened June 8th, 2024 at Zambi's Pizza along North Davidson in Noda.
Okay, that's definitely the other side of town.
I don't know Zambi's Pizza. According to filed plea documents, Hopkins asked if a group of friends getting pizza were Americans and then harassed them and called them terrorists. They say he demanded that they speak English and told them go back to their country and made other statements, including threats to kill them. Court records showed Hopkins eventually left the restaurant and came back minutes later with a loaded AR-15 style rifle. The group immediately ran away through the shop's rear door. He did plead guilty, admitted to threatening the 8 people because of their race, color, religion, and national origin, which I wonder if that elevates to hate crime. He admitted that he threatened the group because they were enjoying the goods, services, and facilities of the restaurant. Sentencing has not been set yet. Karen, guess the race of Maurice Hopkins.
Oh, Maurice Hopkins is white.
All right, Karen saying white for Maurice Hopkins. Let's check the chat room.
He's somebody that don't like Hispanics, but will go to a Hispanic place and order a margarita.
Well, the chat room says, do the right thing, black. Despite that behavior, he'll be promoted to captain of ICE, white.
Oh no!
Home Slice was white. On his way to feed the National Guard, white.
Home Slice.
New ICE signee, black. So it's really 50-50 black versus white on this one. The correct answer is, and Karen, you said black. White.
I said white. Mm-hmm.
You missed it. He was black.
Oh no! Oh no! We showing up in there getting mad at people?
Some of y'all got it right.
The hell is wrong with you, brother?
I don't know. I didn't know we made Negroes like this.
Me either.
Right in our hometown. He got a lot of face tats though. That's a dead giveaway. I shouldn't say that. That's not true, but it is. Mm-hmm. Although I know some people with some nice people that got face tats. All right, let's go to the bonus round. Karen is 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the race. Triple the race. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the points. Triple the race. Triple the race.
Colorado Parks and Wildlife Ranger charged with staging a fake stabbing incident that locked down schools.
A fake stabbing?
A Colorado Park Ranger who claimed to have been attacked and stabbed has been arrested after investigators determined his story was allegedly part of a hoax that prompted authorities to launch a search and lock down several schools.
We trying to get a work or some bullshit.
I don't know. Callum Heskett, 26, was taken into custody Thursday and charged with attempting to influence a public servant and tampering with evidence, both felonies. He's also facing misdemeanor charges of false reporting to authorities, reckless endangerment, obstructing government and operations, and second-degree official misconduct. Investigators said inconsistencies in his story began to emerge during a probe of the incident. As the investigation
they started asking questions, them shits didn't add up.
Yeah. As the investigation progressed, the inconsistencies in statements emerged. That, along with the other conflicting and questionable evidence, further raised concerns about the validity of his allegations. He was a Colorado Parks and Wildlife seasonal ranger at Staunton State Park, radioed at 9 a.m. to say he'd been attacked and stabbed. He told authorities that the assailant fled on foot. While speaking with the investigators, he gave a detailed description of the attacker. In response, they launched a search for the suspect, used drones, and issued a lockdown of 8,600 residents in the immediate area, warning of potential danger.
Oh yeah, you put it like this: you gonna get a tab for all them hours and times and drones and shit, because they're gonna be like,
they gonna want their money.
Yes.
Several schools were placed on lockdown as a precaution, and residents were asked to stay indoors. He was airlifted to a hospital while the search for the alleged suspect continued for several hours. During that time, 2 people of interest were detained, interviewed, and released after they determined they weren't involved in it. Yeah, imagine you just taking a hike. You just camping.
Mind your business.
You a suspect. After investigators conducted their first interview with Heskett, it became even more clear that his story was flawed and erroneous. He remains in the hospital where he'll be transferred to jail upon his release. Guess the race of Mr. Callum Heskett.
I'm going to say white. Was he even stabbed? Or did he stab himself?
I guess he got stabbed because they airlifted him.
Right.
So I guess maybe he stabbed himself, or maybe something happened. Maybe Yogi Bear was looking for picnic baskets.
If something happened. If it was an accident, just say I accidentally stabbed myself or something, because like you said, you had this unnecessary tab. Oh yeah, you're going to get that bill in the mail.
Let's see what the chat room says. Blame Yogi for the stabbing because he was black. White nonsense.
Oh
Well, he's a brown bear. Okay. white, blacks rule, spray paint on the scene, white. Gotta be a better way to take off. He's going to get stabbed again in jail, white. The correct answer is white. Everyone got it. And that's him, the park ranger. I mean, how bored are you as a park ranger that you stab yourself? What was happening?
Yeah, that gotta be what happened.
You want to be a hero? Like, no one, first of all, no one believes someone's going to the park to stab a ranger. No one believes that. If you're going to the park to stab people, you're stabbing random hikers and shit.
Or animals.
Yeah, like people are not stabbing, like those kind of crazy people don't go for the authorities.
Right.
Like
they don't go look for them.
That's the opposite of how they want.
They don't want to get caught.
You kill a couple hitchhikers and then you fucking get away with it for 40 years or whatever the fuck.
Right, until they figure it out.
The plan is, but it's definitely not that plan. All right, sword ratchetness. Lawton man. Lawton man was arrested after alleged sword attack. All right. Of course, sword ratchetness. We go around the globe, find different articles. We try to spread awareness about the people out here with these swords that are making life a menace for the rest of us. Here they go.
Week after police say he attacked another person with a sword.
James LeVay is charged with one.
Oh, first of all, it looked like, I don't know how good he was at attacking people with a sword, but he definitely caught a right to the eye.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if it was a hook or somebody bopped him in the eye with the back of the sword.
Yeah, cop. I don't know who got him, but somebody got him.
Count of assault with a dangerous weapon. According to court documents, on Thursday he was seen chasing another man around and swinging a sword at his back. When police arrived on scene, he reportedly threw down the sword and put his hands up. Investigators say the incident stemmed from an argument over dishes. LeVay is being held on a $20,000 bond and is set to appear in court in September.
Over dishes?
Dirty dishes?
That's the thing, man. A sword is always the answer to these motherfuckers that got one. They like, what do you mean the dishes are not clean?
This is going to end the whole conversation right here.
I thought I said use Cascade.
Right?
Let me go get my sword. That'll fix the issue. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. We'll be back definitely Tuesday with Kev on stage.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun.
Yeah, and until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.